What's good, Internet? Happy holidays from all of us here at Waypoint as we kick off our, I don't know if we have a name for it, a holiday bonanza, a podcast palooza, a jolly old time.
You want that alliteration for sure.
That's
why it's
jolly
holidays,
old time.
right? You know?
Definitely.
I prefer to think of it as just a
jolly.
big 101 Dalmatians party. That's kind of how I'm.
It's not going to make sense to anyone.
No.
I gotta add that back in
No,
the end.
Cado, just sneak that bit down at the end of the last podcast.
Yeah.
You just make that the
Wow. Gotcha. All right.
Light work. As you can hear, the voices of Waypoint are here. I'm Austin Walker. I am joined today by Gita Jackson,
Yo, what's up?
Patrick Klepek,
I'm put that on my non-existent business card. Voice of Waypoint.
voice of Waypoint, Ricardo Contreras,
Voice of a generation.
and
Who are you, Lena Dunham?
Oof. Come on.
brutal, and
say.
Rob Zachney.
Good morning.
Hi, this is the first of the holiday episodes that we have recorded. We don't know the schedule for when these will come out, so it's the day that it is, and I hope you're having a good one. Today's episode is Holiday Hot Takes. We asked you to prime us with a number of questions that we could have a quick hot take for. Quick and hot.
It's
Quick and ready.
We're having our first coffee of the day with some hot takes to get
With
us
some
into
hot
the
takes on the
spirit
side.
of
Yeah.
because wherever this comes out, this is the first podcast we're recording at
Right.
8 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. everyone else, and
It's too
we're
early.
recording all
Yeah.
day. So this is like to try and like get us limber and it's like a burpees,
La, la, la,
45 minutes,
la, la,
101
la.
Dalmatians, and then a bunch of hot takes.
Right. Exactly. We're doing, yeah, exactly. Patrick, how did this work last time? You were the hot take king, I believe, last time.
That's what they call me.
The hot
They
take.
do call you
on
that.
the internet. I believe the format was, and we got 90 seconds. We could extend it to 2 minutes because it's earlier. Give us a little more time for our brains to move around, and then so we'll need Cado to set a
Wrestling in our
timer.
skulls.
We
yeah.
unfortunately like we had like the fun soundboard stuff
We
when
did.
we were all crammed in a like it makes me uncomfortable to think about us being crammed in that room last year, which is fine. It was we made it work, but just a
did.
COVID year later,
Oh,
it's too
Retroactively,
close together.
That's
When I
close
think about
together.
that environment, it's not great.
No.
Yeah, that was. I don't want to say it was a mistake.
Wait, didn't I figure out a way
because
to play y'all
There wasn't
music?
COVID then, but if there was COVID then, you'd all be fucked.
Yeah. We would have been. And yes, Cado, you did figure out a way to play various sound cues last year. We don't have that set up this year. It's okay.
What was that?
What was
The hot take
What was-
king just left.
Oh, God.
we lose
the hot take king will return, okay? He was always here.
The hot take king
I
will
believe
return.
he will go
to the
Return
houses
of
of
the
healing.
king.
You know, hot take
Yeah.
king,
He will heal
will
the takes.
continue.
God.
I'm sure.
Oh, your majesty, all my takes have counterintuitive neoliberal conclusions. Let me lay my hands on them.
God. Miserable. Are we waiting? Is he back? He's back. The king is back.
So there's our washer is probably broken, and I'm gonna
Oh,
have to buy
that-
a new one. Someone's
that
coming
sucks.
to look at it. So
I'm sorry
Fuck.
about that.
Yeah, it makes us kind of
especially because I replaced my dryer earlier this year, and
God
I was like,
damn it,
should I buy
Jesus.
a combo or?
Oh, and you
they're
were like,
old.
nah,
like
it's fine.
we've
This
been
is why you
bracing
don't buy
for
a
the
combo in some ways.
huh?
I don't know. I mean, like, so you mean like combo, like it's a one unified set?
No.
thing where- oh,
Buy
They
both.
like
Replace.
knock off $300 if they're like buy this expensive shit together, and instead I'm gonna buy them 6 months apart and just pay full price for both of them.
Yeah.
That's capitalism, baby.
There it is. All right, Patrick, how did this work last time? We have 2 minutes, and we have Cado with something to make noise. When that 2 minutes is up?
We need some sort of Cado. I don't know how to handle the noise. Could you want to hold your phone up to your microphone
I can do that.
wah wah?
Yeah, just go wah,
We
wah,
need a
wah.
sound though. What's the sound?
I remember
sound
what it
of
was last year, but we
2020.
should find a new one. The
What's
sound
the
of 2020.
What's the sound?
I don't want to know. This year is nothing but bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to hear the sound of
I don't want to
2020
hear. Don't put that
over
in my
and over again.
ears.
I
Let's
wanna
not
hear
do
the-
this to these people. Do we
So
want to
thinking
get
about
into
that
it?
Mass Effect trailer. Give me a Reaper sound.
That sound was good. When that sound played, I was like, yeah, it's Mass Effect.
Yeah, that gave me chills. I was like, oh, I'm excited. Now I'm excited for a game through nostalgia. Damn, you got me. But I like that Reaper noise. Wow.
I completely missed Mass Effect as a cultural moment. I was just out of college, and I was broke.
Yeah,
it fucking sucks. Because I look at my friends, and they're all becoming the Joker over this, and I wish I was the Joker too.
Everyone just wants to return to their partner, Garrus.
You can do it when that remaster comes out. You too can become Joker-fied.
It's true
in a really fast.
I think that game is going to hit so different in 2020 than it did then, especially the sequels. As you're like palling it up with like eugenicist scientist Warden Solus, who
I interviewed someone who like was already obviously anti-eugenics, but like really firmed up their position on the absolute unacceptability of eugenicists and eugenic thought, like because of that game, which was a very cool interview.
That game's position on it is it's fucking bad long term, but also,
cost benefit analysis.
Yeah.
People, just like economics.
Morden saw a problem. He thought he had a good solution. It wasn't. It broke bad.
It broke very bad. All right, we should get into these. Cado, do you have 2 minutes on the clock?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to do the first one? Right here. I'm going to jump into it. We have a document in front of us.
It's like jumping into cold water. Like, feet in. Don't even look.
It's linked in the Slack.
All right.
Lucas writes in and says, what game should have never been part of a series? For instance, Street Fighter 3 was supposed to be completely separate from the Street Fighter series and only reluctantly included Ryu and Ken. If it hadn't had the same name, it'd be a Melty Blood-esque success where it's niche but important. So what? There's a second part of this question in which Lucas argued that Final Fantasy VIII shouldn't have been a Final Fantasy game. It should have been allowed to stay. No. He was saying it would be loved now because it wouldn't have been overshadowed by Final Fantasy VII.
That might be true because Final Fantasy VIII is really good and interesting. That's a very good reason to have something not be a part of a series too. I like that.
Yeah.
But also, but then it's like Final Fantasy VIII. Even if it was beloved, if it was like just I don't know, is it better for it to be like concentrated hate because it's Final Fantasy VIII, or to be like overlooked, beloved cult thing, where it's like I don't know, choose your random words that Square Enix assigns to its non-Final Fantasy projects.
Right.
I have my hot take. Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry.
Should have been
its own game, Freedom Cry, where you just free slaves. That would have rocked.
Outside of no Templars, no assassins, you're just out here.
Just like you're just a dude from Haiti freeing slaves. That I would love that.
That sounds good.
Evan Narcissus, what's up? Let's get it.
Let's go. Yeah. God. Does anyone else have one?
It's hard to think about games that came out in a series right now at this time.
It's so early in the morning. It's so early in the morning.
Video game series.
I literally just had to think of names of video games in order to remember which ones are part of a series. Yeah. I was like, Final Fantasy just said that.
Like a lot of the outliers, like, if we're using like Final Fantasy VIII as a template, it's like Majora's Mask, right? Like there's or even Wind Waker. Like Zelda has a couple of these where they're really good Zelda games, but because like you have series which have a template. And then when it goes outside the template, even though it's not like Majora's Mask really breaks the template, but still has like dungeons and stuff. Yeah. Like you wonder, it's just interesting to wonder what the like. I think what he's proposing is something a little bit different. Like I don't think Zelda was imposed upon Majora's Mask. That was just organically came out of. Yeah. But like you do wonder like what would people thought about it if it didn't have? But maybe those things don't exist without that name, right?
That was Cado.
Excuse me. What
was that?
What was that?
It says Reaper Horn.
That sounded like just a fart. It just sounded like you making a fart noise with your mouth, Cado.
That's a fart.
You know what? I picked up a lot of dildos to upgrade my crafting in Cyberpunk last night, and it sounds a lot closer to what was going on in that game.
You picked up a bunch of dildos to upgrade your crafting?
So there's a one of the first.
You just recycle the material from dildos?
I don't know. One of the you get access to like 9,000 skill sets.
If he's getting better at it though is the thing. As he's doing it, I'm like, oh, that is kind of mechanical now. Yeah.
He's added a layer. We got to keep moving here.
Yep.
Rob, can you read the next one? Are you in this document yet? You're not. Patrick, I'll read the next one. This is a real Patrick Klepek one.
This comes from. Are we reading the names that go with it?
Just the name, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Mick says, if you made ice cubes from decent whiskey and put it in Kirkland whiskey, does that improve the Kirkland whiskey or make it worse? Oh, make it worse.
I don't drink.
Well,
I just don't think alcohol works this way. Like I haven't had a drink in 2 years, and I don't think like this is like how alcohol behaves as a liquid.
Well, you have
Number one,
coming at it from two angles. One is that if you have cheap stuff, then it might taste great, and you're looking to sort of like subdue the taste to some degree. Or if you're trying to like slow how fast you're drinking, which is often a reason to put in ice cubes, it's just sort of like you're sipping it longer. I got no problems with Kirkland whiskey.
No, but I think Gita's completely correct though.
Like
what?
You can't freeze
it
whiskey.
doesn't
Number
work.
one,
Yeah,
that's
you
just not
can't-
gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. It's never gonna. Can you?
Number
You
two-
can't freeze alcohol, right?
What's the freezing point?
Do you have access to a lab? Like,
are you
In
taking
this
this
scenario,
Kelvin?
yes.
Like,
Yeah, I
Negative
think so.
114 Celsius.
wow. Get some dry ice up in here to melt, to freeze some whiskey.
That's
But
dangerous.
then, like, okay, so
And then
it's
put it
like
in your
coffee and
Kirkland.
coffee ice cubes. You've
Right.
just degraded the liquid you've made into an ice cube. So you're just bringing a good whiskey down to the level of a Kirkland whiskey.
But are
which,
you putting this into something else, or are you enjoying the ice cubes on its own?
Putting it into
it would hurt your.
Kirkland
It
ice
would
or
kill.
whiskey.
It would hurt your face to put something this cold on it.
Cado's deeply
You let
concerned.
it warm up a little bit.
Then it becomes whiskey again.
once it's at minus 50 Celsius, that's the sweet spot.
Then you're
for-
good.
Where that flavor will really open up. You know, if there's anything they said about
Oh.
whiskey, the flavor opens up the colder it is.
I know what to do. You just drink it with a straw. That way the ice doesn't touch your lips.
There you go.
Oh my god!
Right. That's it.
I think we solved
Just
it.
sip
Yeah,
sip
put
it in a
whiskey with
sippy
the
cup.
Next
straw.
question.
Next question. Gita, do you want this one?
Yes, I do. From Evan, what holiday beverage is best? Mulled wine, eggnog, cider, peppermint tea, schnapps, gravy, etc.
Gravy?
Who's out here drinking gravy? Evan?
Evan,
Is that a thing?
Evan, don't do this
Is that
to
a
me.
troll?
I mean,
I think they were doing a bit. I hope they were doing a bit.
gravy's
But I
a
think they were
drink.
doing a bit.
Now I'm looking.
I just now I'm concerned about other people.
What if you made an
possibly
ice
doing
cube
this.
out of gravy?
Yeah.
gravy cube?
Oh my god.
They make
Gravy
those.
cube?
Yeah, they're called. It's bouillon.
God, that's molecular
ice cube.
gastronomy.
Is it, Cado?
It's not an ice cube.
Yeah, no, Cado, in this scenario, you're giving the food experiment a little more credit than what we're going for. I'm thinking, you're at Christmas and you just found some leftover like one of those leftover gravy packets. You make that thing,
Yeah.
and then you just freeze
Sculpt
it up.
down.
Freeze it up.
Make a little gravy in your soup when you need to cool it down. The best seasonal beverage is hot cider. Otherwise, eggnog. But I can't have eggnog anymore because I'm lactose intolerant.
We've had the eggnog conversation before
We have.
because I don't like eggnog at all. And I know there was
I
some real
respect
eggnog.
this.
I'm with
enjoy it.
Fucking
Patrick
great.
and I are
Anti-nog.
together on this. We're anti-nog.
I'm firmly.
Yeah,
in
and this is
favor of
I remember
Yeah,
this. I remember
pro-nog.
that. Like it's all
Pro-nog.
coming
This
back
is a
to me now.
predictable split, honestly.
Yes.
I really
I
like.
could have pictured this. The three, me, Cado, Rob, Pronog. Yeah, this makes sense to me.
I would love is a hot toddy. That's a good
Yes.
wintry drink. It's not really a holiday drink, but it's a wintry drink.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like any drink that you drink from October to like January, that counts as a wintry drink.
Pumpkin
like a
spice
seasonal
lattes.
holiday drink. Yeah,
The
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
holiday drink.
they
during
are.
the when I was growing up, during Halloween when we go trick or treating, my family would make cider and they wouldn't let any of the kids have it, and I never understood it until later. They then revealed to me we were putting alcohol in it, you dumbass. Like, well, that all
see.
makes a little more sense.
But
now.
yeah,
So
that
every
adds up.
time you looking back on my older brother's friend told me that they were going to go burn incense in his room.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah.
It must be cool to be an older brother.
Really into candles.
It must be cool
See,
to be an older
what
brother.
I loved is the concept
Robbie.
of that is you buying him like thinking like, I'm gonna get you like a nice gift.
I know
for
how much
for
you
Christmas.
love it.
My mom absolutely has done this.
That's perfect.
100%. God. And like my mom, it's not a holiday hot take. I'll save it. It's a good
Yeah.
story.
Okay.
Right.
Who wants this one? Rob, have you highlighted this one?
I believe,
Sure.
yeah.
I just highlight, but I just highlight instinctively. Like I don't care about it.
Okay. Well, you go ahead
Alex-
and read this one.
Alec asks, soup or salad forever? No further information may be imputed to the question.
Soup.
Soup.
Never a salad again?
Yeah, I
mean, salad's good, but I'll fucking eat a soup
Is
any
this
day.
on the? Is this the side to your like? You're getting a side soup or a side salad forever?
Anything.
No further information may be imputed to the question.
That's fair. All right,
we're gonna do it anyway. I think you have to count all soups and all forever. Soup or salad forever.
There's so many different kinds of soup with so many different textures and flavors and temperatures. And the thing, salad is just a pile of leaves no matter what.
No, it's not.
It's not just a pile of leaves. It's not. Some salads don't have any leaves.
I was gonna say you can put a lot of things into a salad. Like you got
like
noodles.
this includes you're
salad.
Hold on, you're including like potato salad in this shit.
100%.
Wow.
Fuck.
But also, like,
okay, that changes though.
It's summertime. Tomatoes are in season. I've got these beautiful heirlooms, and I've chopped them up with some baguette. And I made you a panzanella salad with the basil in my garden. Would you like some? That's not a pile of leaves. That's delicious.
I eat a lot of soup. I love soup.
It's so good. It makes you feel all warm and comforted.
And it's winter right now.
Yeah. I made an excellent Yukon Gold potato soup with a black olive caviar. It's very delicious. And I made it twice.
You're selling me on soup. All right, I'm going to go soup.
Soup.
Yeah.
Soup.
Rob, I respect and understand you.
I like salads a lot, though.
They are good.
Like I know what I should pick, which is salad, but I'm gonna pick soup.
Soup. Cado, can you hit the next one?
Kaya sends in, has motion blur ever been good? I don't
mind it. I know people care a lot about motion blur and say it bothers them.
It feels...
I've never minded it.
It feels,
my
when done well, like...
Which it almost never is.
Oh, yes, that's the real issue with it, is that it never is done well. It feels like my brain doesn't notice it, right? I've been trained by watching film for motion blur to be the thing that is there, right?
Yes, but this is exactly the issue that I have.
The issue is that it's never done well. It always ends up like blurring too much or unblurring too quickly or blurring at the wrong times, right? Like it never feels the way that film natural motion blur because of,
I feel the same way about fake lens flares in games. Like, it's always too obvious, and it never looks like it's the light from the sun refracting off of the lens of a camera. I know people do like this. I hate it when there's blood splatter on the screen because it's just
I have one good example of motion blur, which is comics use motion blur to great effect.
Yes.
Which I don't know if we count that as motion blur, but that's what's happening there.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's what I meant when I said I don't mind it. Was I was thinking about its use in non-games things, and I was like, motion blur is just an animation effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
There's a cat on my windowsill that's screaming at me right now.
I'm sorry.
Your cat, or is it
no? It's the other cat.
The other cat has hot takes about motion blur.
Yeah.
I wonder if the other cat has hot takes about this from Kyle. Does the war elephant taken down by Legolas in Return of the King actually only count as one kill, like Gimli says, or is it more than one? Also, my buzzer just rang, so I have to go. So this is your hot take. Bye.
All right. So I have a thought.
Gimli
if
was
memory serves, Legolas kills the entire crew of the elephant. So it's like a tank. Yeah. He basically wipes out all the orcs on it and then takes down the elephant. That is my recollection of this. And so I think him like inflating the kill count is fair because he took out an elephant and like 50 orcs.
Doesn't he also count those orcs along the way though? He's counting on the way. This is the thing. Is the war elephant doesn't count as more than one on its own. Only if you're doing that whole count together.
Like, yeah, Legolas
when you're in an RTS, you're just killing one unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the elephant is one unit. Legolas also is directly responsible for the deaths of the people that were on the elephant. So sure, those all also count additionally. But the elephant is one unit. I feel like this is a very strategy game.
Yeah.
I
think we all agree. He did a great job, but I think Gimli is correct. It is a single kill.
Team Gimli.
Yeah.
Legolas, he did a great job. We all sound like Stephen A. Smith right now. I just have to say it.
You cannot deny.
Did a great job, but
yeah. Gita, you want to get this next one?
Yeah, hell yeah. Why not? Favorite fast food chains you can't find locally? In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger. That's mine.
That's a good one. That might be mine too.
It used to be In-N-Out Burger for me, but then the Midwest has begun copying In-N-Out Burger to a strong, like, so you have your Shake Shacks and other places that are basically, I mean, at that point you're just Shake Shack. It's just, what's your different, like, higher quality, like really fast burger?
Well, hold
Shake
on.
Shack
You seem to imply that you're under the impression that Shake Shack and In-N-Out Burger are interchangeable.
Shake Shack is
no. I'm just saying
In-N-Out.
it's the sort of thing that, absent the existence of one of those, it scratches the itch just as fine. I can't get an In-N-Out Burger, but if I get a Shake Shack, in like my lizard brain, it's like, cool, like you got as close as you can get. It's good enough for what's in front of you.
You got a fancy burger.
Yeah.
The taste profile is different.
Sorry.
No, I'm with you, Rob. Go ahead.
I'm not disagreeing.
There is no White Castle anywhere near me.
Wow.
Well, you don't like the frozen ones? I tried that once.
They're okay. They're fine. But the thing is, like,
the buns are bad.
Hell.
Yeah.
Like, buying the frozen ones, it's like they're charging wild prices.
Yeah, you should not be paying more than $1 than for any White Castle product. That's my feeling.
Right.
What do they call when you get like 32? It's like a crate or something like that?
Crave case.
Crave case. Thank you.
Comes in a suitcase. Like the Blues Brothers, but for food.
The only thing I don't like about In-N-Out is they do not really have a good veggie burger option. It tastes really good to get it animal style, like grilled cheese. But,
ooh,
you know.
That sounds good.
It's still really good without the patty, but I just wish they had like a veggie patty.
That makes sense.
Is animal style just a way to get people who don't think they like chili to enjoy the joys of chili?
I think so.
I think I've always thought of it as like a thing to be like, hey, you want to feel like you're on the in with this place, like you know secrets, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
all right.
Yeah.
No, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, at Taco Bell you can change the protein on any burrito or taco or anything they have. So you can go and just be like, I want a cheesy gordita crunch, but give me potatoes instead of.
They got rid of potatoes, didn't they? Isn't that like a thing that happened?
They got rid of potatoes. I usually get black bean or the beans instead.
Right.
Anyway.
Rid of potatoes?
Rob just had
They've
a moment.
eliminated potatoes.
Destroyed potatoes.
They eliminated potatoes. Yeah, they slashed potatoes from the menu because a lot of my vegetarian friends were pissed about this for the reason Gita just said.
Yeah,
which is it's a great option for like a filling, meal there for vegetarians.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Because they wanted to get you personally upset. They were like, we want Rob Zachney to eat
fuck
here
off
less.
Rob.
Yeah, fuck Rob.
There are easier ways to do that.
I bet it's autocompleted. Why did Taco Bell and then immediately get rid of potatoes? All right, tell me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll research this, but go on with the show.
That was really good. That was great. That was Reaper.
That's a different Reaper.
I recognized that immediately.
Okay. Gotcha. Can we get Patrick? I don't know who read one when I was gone. I don't know
Rob
who
read one. Yeah.
I'll go. Okay. Grace writes, what are stories or franchises or the like that deeply frustrate you, but you find yourself returning to them anyway? Star Wars and Kingdom Hearts are this for me. Well, definitely. Yeah. So Star Wars, you're shooting an arrow at a lot of people on this podcast.
Literally yesterday, they announced that Hayden Christensen is being Darth Vader again. So yes, exactly.
It's so funny.
Star Wars is back, baby.
I
had a chat blow up to a degree that it might have been, it should have been 13-year-olds like in the Discord together when that news. I wish I had a camera on Brad Shoemaker's face.
Maddie Myers.
Wish I did.
And I immediately just had this moment that was like, we're cursed. We can't ever leave this stupid fucking franchise that's awful. I hate
I'm
it.
so excited. I'm so excited for that fucking show. It's going to be so good. And bad, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, my friend Raven posted a picture from a novelization of the last book where they just talk about they're doing a fight and Obi-Wan reaches out to touch his face and mouths well done. And I just was like, this show is going to emotionally destroy me. I don't know if I can handle it.
Oh yeah. God. trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything else that pains me, and yet I return to it?
Oh, I will watch anything in the Aliens franchise, despite
sure
it should have arguably stopping at the first one. I love Aliens, but like if the consequence of that was a lot more of them, then maybe like Alien like being like a masterpiece was enough. And yet yesterday, Noah Hawley, who's kind of gone off the rails a little bit with some of like he's up and down, but I'm still up on him as a creator.
He at least makes television that is really interesting and thought provoking, even if it's not successful. And there's not a lot of television I find that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So him being on Alien is look. I don't know if it'll be good, but it'll be a take. Like it won't be
right.
Formulaic bullshit. Like he's talked about it like a year ago, saying, "Hey, I want to do like what's happening at like Weyland-Yutani, like do like a corporate thriller that just happens to be like maybe sort of you'll understand why they went to the planet." And it's like, sure,
fucking God, yeah,
great. That sounds like really interesting.
God, what was that show that we watched, Rob, for Waypoints, the Amazon original with the what the fuck is it called? Why am I forgetting? It's based on the
Mr. Robot showrunner.
Homecoming.
Yeah. Homecoming. Thank you. Homecoming
I watched
season 2.
that too, actually.
Yeah,
I liked that.
I liked it too, but like I would love that. Like that sort of in Homecoming season 2, there's a lot of that like backroom dealing shit happening at that corporation, and that but Weyland-Yutani would slap.
Oh
also,
God.
they should get Janelle Monáe for it because she's good. Also, I have one more answer.
Sarsgaard is going to show up in this one.
Oh, good question. I have one more answer for frustrating favorites. The Philadelphia Eagles. Okay.
There you go.
Let's keep going.
Damn. It's Hurts time, baby.
I got this one.
Thank you.
From Jack. Have fan wikis made games more or less accessible? And from personal experience, I will say more, because I feel like when I was not able to play games before I started making the big bucks, I don't make the big bucks. I make under $70,000 a year in New York City. It's
video game journalist.
Before I started making money, like before I had like discretionary income, I would watch Let's Plays and then read fan wikis to try to just really get into the lore. Silent Hill was that for me a lot. But also fan wikis give you the great joy of like reading the entry on the Assassin's Creed wiki for Karl Marx. Just like, I think there are just a net positive in the world because I get to do that. I get to do that.
That's fair. I don't think it's hit that point yet where I feel like games are being designed expecting you necessarily. And we've talked about this with Dark Souls before in terms of the way that community has built that stuff. But like, I haven't ever felt it where I feel like, ugh, I hate that how much I have to rely on this thing. So maybe to the degree that has happened, I'm still enjoying it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like it's been more or less, but it like fan wikis fill the same vacuum of, when I come home from a movie, I want to go read a message board thread about like what I saw, just because I just want to see people talking about the thing that I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So that's often what fan wikis are for me. Like, or the existence of a fan wiki is like, well, let us like talk about what's the Ace Combat mythos.
Strange Real.
Strange Real. Like I love and specifically reading fan interpretations that are trying to come across as canon.
Yeah.
Is like deeply enjoyable to me when you can like pick apart, which is trying to sound authoritative when you're clearly connecting the dots on your own. I'm pro fan wikis, but I was a GameFAQs kid, so I'm always going to be on that side.
I'm going to throw this out here, though. I think there is a dimension in which they have made games a little bit less accessible, and that is, I think they do foster this idea, and I think games lean into it then, and this is where it becomes kind of a circular loop. They do foster this idea that, like, the lore is the stuff you should know, and that increasingly a work in front of you doesn't stand on its own. It has to plug into this broader history.
I completely agree there, especially when game wikis really sort of fetishize the lore to the extent that any interpretation of the story that is done from outside sources or your own personal experiences are not considered valid because there is a canon reading of the game. I think Toby Fox's game, I just completely forgot the name.
Yes, Undertale is the one for me, 100%.
Yeah, that
like
is
the
a victim of that.
cataloging.
Yeah.
The way also like the impulse to catalog every little interaction bums me out. But that's a different thing than
I love fan wikis that collect all voice lines just for like posterity and archival purposes.
Yes.
Yeah, that stuff's great.
Yes. I love that I can look up random lines from like, I think I remember this. Like, didn't somebody say this line in like System Shock 2? And like the fucking audio log will be there on the WAV file and I can listen to it. And I'm like, that's the shit.
We love it when the thing is for us, and we don't like it when the thing is not for us.
Bingo. Yeah, exactly.
If people would stop being fans the wrong way, the fan wiki scene would be unalloyed.
We gotta
play it louder, Cado.
We stepped over it.
Okay.
Andrew writes in with a good question. Would you rather go on holiday in the winter or holiday in the summer? If so, where?
Shit.
What is a holiday?
Yeah, couldn't be me.
Is it traveling money?
Yeah, time.
I would go on holiday
places?
in the summer, though, to somewhere cool. Like, literally, I would be like, I hate the heat. Where is it
holiday in the summer
now?
to the south of France. Just to put me on a fucking beach. I will be there.
That sounds cool. I've been thinking about Iceland lately.
Ooh.
Oh, Iceland's sick.
You go watch my video. Iceland's great.
Yeah, I've seen that video. Not recently, but...
Yeah, my old roommate...
I don't know. Iceland seems cool.
My old roommate went to Iceland, and the trip was an interpersonal disaster, but it seemed very nice. They saw a big geyser. That was cool.
Nice. I hear there's cool hot springs. I hear that like the culture's nice. I don't know.
She said it's a country of completely young people, mostly young people, which means that there's a very good nightlife and a very good like queer nightlife.
Cool.
Yeah.
To me, this is two very different holidays, right? Winter holiday is absolutely the like you're not going anywhere. You're just gonna fucking veg in wherever you're staying. And the summer is
see
like
what you're
I
saying.
would.
Well,
you could still.
Or these holidays are like you're going back home to see family. Is that a vacation?
No, that's work.
No, the holiday.
I haven't like my big vacation's been winter vacation. Every year that just gets like. I admit, like, it breaks my heart that I can't see my family this year. It does, but also,
This is like the first time
Rob's getting a holiday by not going on a holiday.
Rob's gonna get cold this year.
But I feel like this is
my ideal holiday. Really, would be like a cabin in the middle of the woods in the snow with like a bunch of my friends, and we all do mushrooms.
Did that once. Not
nice.
The mushrooms part. It remains the greatest vacation of my life. So.
We did
highly recommend it.
I understood. I definitely understood this as holidays. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I definitely understood this as holiday in the like British sense of like vacation, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Alice asks, is Santa Claus a gamer?
Comma.
Yeah.
He's got to be aware, right?
Yeah.
At least like a
he has to
good
know
dad reading up on what, you know.
Yeah.
He's a gamer, but he's a gamer in the way that most people are. You know, Santa Claus plays
like
Among
a match
Us.
3?
You know,
right.
he plays
Among Us. He plays Candy Crush.
He plays Animal Crossing. He plays the games that your friends who do not read gaming websites and listen to gaming podcasts play.
What's the one thing though that because like a lot of my friends who are like that have one fucking weird thing from like the PS2 era where they like I really love Rule of Rose. Do you ever play Rule of Rose?
He's a Dwarf Fortress
I know
guy.
this.
He's a Dwarf Fortress guy.
He plays a disturbingly modded Dwarf Fortress.
Yes.
Wait, disturbing how?
Like the Mario mod for Dwarf Fortress, where there's Koopas and mushroom guys running around.
God.
And he has a brutally like hegemonic and like basically fascist kingdom because he's so into the resource management aspect.
And there's some sex stuff going on that he doesn't want to talk about, but you know it's happening.
It's happening. Shout out to horny Santa, I guess.
Uploading mods.
Oh my god! Yesterday,
like, elf behavior made weirder.
A couple days ago, David was just looking up like minor league baseball teams, and he looked one up like their local news site, and the top headline that day was "Mrs. Claus has COVID, will not be making an appearance."
Damn, poor Mrs. Claus. I hope she's all right.
Rest up, Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Hope you make it. You're probably over 70, so fingers crossed.
We're pulling for you. God. Cado, do you want to take this next one? I've completely lost our order, by the way, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating people.
No problem. Sheldon writes in ham or turkey. Is that better than? Greater than?
No,
ham,
this is greater
ham,
than.
greater
ham is
than.
better than.
Yeah, Sheldon. Some
turkey
people wrote it
for
with their own hot
Christmas.
takes.
Discuss. I agree.
The argument that Sheldon makes is that Thanksgiving is too close to Christmas to double dip on turkey.
I mean,
I am a ham.
I haven't eaten
I
meat
think-
in a very long time, but fuck to a turkey. Ham
Fuck
tastes
to a
good.
turkey. Ham is good.
Ham is bad.
Wow. What?
It is at the bottom.
Okay.
It's just like, if I never ate ham again, like, great. Like, my life has improved marginally.
We gotta fix this,
Like,
man.
I like feel like I
Turkey.
don't even know you right now, dude.
I have told this story.
Turkey is the
I've told the story
empty-
before. I don't know if I've told it here, but this is kind of, I think, what turned my relationship with ham. When I met MK, her father was sort of in a newly divorced phase and was set up in the bachelor pad where like everything's a little too expensive, but a little tacky, etc. And he was like, I want to have a big, like, beautiful family Christmas. But he didn't know what he was doing. And so he sprang for a huge and like beautiful Christmas ham. And nothing else.
I love
Like, there
that.
was nothing. Like, there was nothing. There's no other food. There was just this
Just
ham.
ham.
Just this
Just
ham.
ham.
There was ham.
Just
That's a
ham.
meal to me.
Giant stockings of like candy that he'd given us. There was that. So you had like chocolate and like that as a side.
Oh, fuck.
And then
God.
he'd gotten into red wine that year.
Oh,
And
hell
Everyone
yes.
does.
Just
My stomach
bottles
is
and bottles of the heaviest reds you can possibly imagine.
At what point did someone throw up?
I almost did. I
Yeah,
wanted,
me
like,
now hearing
I
about
like,
it.
just, like I was like, but it also it did highlight for me like ham is a desiccant for your entire body. You're like, ooh, this ham, it's so delicious. No, that is salt. That is salt, my lovelies. The flavor of ham is salt, and like as you're like chowing down on the ham, your entire insides just going like,
This was everyone's intestines
Love it.
that day.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my IBS kicked off just hearing about this.
When we drove to my parents' house, the first thing that happened was like, I'm just like, do you have bag salad in the see, this was not a job for soup. This was, I needed leaves. I needed roughage. I was like,
Oh,
I need
yeah.
salad and I need water right now.
Now,
Stat.
No salad. Sorry, you said soup only. They just give me soup. Gareth writes in, "Hey, Waypoint crew, which do you prefer, competitive games or cooperative games?"
I want to tell you, I mean, obviously, I answer first for all of these just because I love to talk. I'm sorry. I love talking.
There you
But
go.
yes, it's cooperative games only. I think about Among Us every day and how much I wish I could play Among Us, but then I think about the act of lying to my friends and I get
it's tough.
anxious. Like, I think about it and I get, because what if they think I'm actually mad at them? And what if they're not joking when they're mad at me and they're actually mad at me? Can't do it.
I think the other thing is this. Like, I think Among Us, I think, is a good game, at least because people still talk. There's still tons of interaction in that framework. It's
Yeah.
a rare competitive game where, like, still everyone, no matter what side they're on, has to interact and talk, and that's why it works.
Mhm.
But I think in general, competitive games shut down conversation because at most you'll be talking to your squad.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have the experience of like, I mean, for me, I think probably still one of my gold standards for co-op experiences was Left 4 Dead. And that is because partly it was a haunted house experience that you're going through with your friends where it's like, ooh, what was that? Did you hear that? I wonder what the director is going to do next. But I think the big part of it was just low intensity enough that you could kind of shoot the shit while you're going through the levels.
Mhm.
And then when it intensified, you got that cool like team focused, like calling out shots, orders, etc.
Yeah.
And it like would flow between those two states. And that's, I think, what we kind of want from, that's what I want from like playing with friends.
If I could play a competitive game with my friends on my team, it feels like a cooperative game.
Yeah,
That's
I
nice.
think playing Valorant or Apex or something is nice. Yeah, my favorite type of games in the world really are the like detective, Sherlock Holmes consulting detective, like that style of like
I love those.
conversation based co-op board games. And I wish that those would come to PC in some way. I wish we would get like a renaissance of interactive mystery co-op games.
Like a Sherlock Holmes, the board game, but done in the style of Papers, Please, where you have a desk with a whole bunch of
That'd be
papers
so
and you have to open up
fucking
maps and shit.
Yeah,
That would rock.
That would rock. That'd be good. Anyway, Patrick, competitive co-op. Solo. Patrick's a loner, lone wolf, lone wolf kleptic.
I mean, like,
he scoops the wolf now.
I long think about the PUBG arc we had was incredibly fun. I like being in groups in giant battle royale type games with friends.
Yeah.
Like that is having the anonymity but like having a little squad, like while chaos, even Fortnite, which is a game that I didn't particularly end up like liking but respecting, like that was still fun to like do that as a group, even as we ate shit over and over.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Rob, I saw you again with the highlighter.
Yeah. Davio asks, what's your favorite game with the worst ending, i.e. biggest goodness of game to shittiness of ending split? We already talked about Mass Effect. I have no dog in that fight, but I think that's your sort of famous one.
Bioshock, I think, comes up a lot, right?
Ooh, yeah. That's another one.
Holy Bioshock Infinite was one where there's a exact moment where I remember my friend, while I was playing it, my friend Dylan, shout out to Dylan Reed, turned to look at me and was just like, I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. And then like the rest of the game after that was horseshit.
Yeah. God, what else?
Was it the Daisy Fitzroy thing where she
it was literally the Daisy Fitzroy thing. Okay. Not just that, but the conversation they have where they're like, well, it seems like these two sides are pretty much the same.
Yep. No, you know what though? That didn't happen that is a great way of handling that, being like, well, the creators fucked up here and I still want to play this game because I'm enjoying it, so didn't happen.
Yeah, just exercise that memory from my brain real quick.
Problem is, the rest of the game is kind of along those lines.
Unfortunately, it keeps doubling down, and you cannot just do that. Yeah, you cannot just do it with that game. God, is there another one that I feel like that's the case for? Is there another game where I'm like, well, this kind of ended?
What about
looking at like all? Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about like, I remember games maybe I didn't hate the ending, but the last boss fight is just like such a fucking slog.
Yeah,
it makes me not want to finish it. Honestly, Persona 3 is a beautiful boss and a very well designed final boss fight, but like the thing that happens at the end where all your friends give you your energy, like a spirit bomb, and you can defeat the boss is great. But it is like a boss that's full of fucking one hit KOs. It is so fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
And I like have spent a very long time playing that like once a month and then being so angry I couldn't pick it up again.
See, I think that's more likely in video games to have like shitty final bosses as opposed to like shitty like ending, right? Like even in Mass Effect, like one, like a game I like a lot, like you fight a giant baby at the end.
Yeah,
that's Mass Effect 2. That's Mass Effect 2.
Is that 2? Is that 2?
That's 2.
Do you go into games?
Because Mass Effect 1 has the dopest ending shit where you fight Saren, you can talk him down. And also you have the thing where where you're running along the side of the Citadel as Sovereign is at the very end of it. And that shit fucking slaps. The end of Mass Effect 1, all-time good ending to a game. Arkham Asylum is mine because you do that Joker fight that sucks. And then the ending is like nothing after that. And I remember just being like really deflated after loving that whole game.
Is that like Big Monster Joker?
Yeah, it's Big Monster Joker. Anyway. Rob, sorry. Do you want to sneak your answer in, or are you good with the hot take rules cutting you off?
No, cut me off.
Cut you off. Okay. Cado, do you want to hit this one?
Yeah. Mia writes in, why is Paimon Genshin Impact the best character of the year?
Portable food, right? Emergency food.
Emergency
She's
food.
great. Paimon's great. Paimon's fantastic. She's super funny. All the expansion writing in that game has been really good, and she's continued to be really funny. I get why people are graded by that type of character. I think she's an exceptional version of that type of character. Shout out to the team.
She's the only version of that kind of anime mascot character that I can stand because it is self-aware. But that doesn't mean I like her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I tolerate you. Congratulations.
Congrats. You've made it. She's good.
It's like the fucking not cat in Madoka.
Yeah.
Sure. Who wants to read Pete's question?
Pizza flavored goldfish.
Oh, go ahead.
From Pete. Pizza flavored goldfish are the best flavor of goldfish crackers. Is that a question? You're just correct. You've just stated a fact. Thank you.
I've not had anything but just like standard ass Goldfish.
I had
not
flavor
drawn into
blasted.
the wider pantheon.
I had
Real
flavor
talk-
blasted cheddar like last month, and I hated them. They're just too much. My hands got all dusty. I don't like my hands getting dusty from food.
I feel like the dust.
Honestly,
it
pizza
tastes
flavored
too much.
goldfish are just regular goldfish with oregano.
Oh.
And it's good. Like oregano tastes good, and cheddar cheese is good.
And cheddar cheese is good.
That's it. That's all you need.
I like
what are
goldfish.
the other flavors?
There's a lot. There's white
pretzel.
cheddar
You
is
never
good.
had like pretzel ones? Yeah, white
Pretzel,
cheddar.
No,
that's
I've never-
that's fake. That's real,
That's
but
not
it's
a real-
fake, you know?
Yeah.
Goldfish flavors. Let's go down the list. Let's see here. Cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, pretzel, pizza. These are the flavors that exist. There's a bunch
You
of
read
them. God
Parmesan
damn.
like you were
This is
expecting
less than I thought.
the next word to not be cheese.
Baby.
Cheese,
Excuse me?
Parmesan, baby. That's
Baby
the name.
flavor.
That's
What's the
my
difference?
rap name. Mixtape coming out
Oh,
next
here's
month. SoundCloud.
There are the flavor blasted extreme pizza or something, explosive pizza, queso
Yeah.
fiesta,
Ew.
smoking barbecue,
Explosive pizza.
explosive,
Two words I love together.
Is that the pizza that they sell at
explosive
those
pizza.
porn videos? Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right,
Too early.
Nacho. It's too early. It's too early. Let me come back over here. I have a real clean answer for this one from Max. Max says, "Quick, what's the single most disappointing, not worst, game you had to cover in your careers that is codenamed Steam for the Nintendo 3DS?"
Very specific answer.
A Nintendo published kind of behind the back tactics, kind of like Nintendo's take on Valkyria Chronicles, use it in a steampunk world featuring a bunch of like American like heroes. You know, like Lincoln is in this game, and you
Paul
have to
Bunyan.
save. I guess you have to save Queen Victoria, Paul Bunyan. Yeah, it's like big mythology type shit, you know. And that game fucking sucked. It was Intelligent Systems who like makes good games, and they were making a game in a genre where like Valkyria Chronicles 3 had never come out at that point. It's like, I can't wait to play this fucking game. I love Intelligent Systems, and that game sucked, and it was so disappointing. And my review was very low. People in GameSpot thought that I was biased,
Wow.
quote
Two
unquote.
of these, I feel like,
Wow. Mine, gotta go ahead.
because I haven't been doing this for very long. But fucking
Yeah.
Pokemon, I really like the last couple of Pokemon games. Like they were making such good strides in the good directions before the last like two that it just really hurt when they made the jump to Switch and it wasn't good. Like it was
Fair.
good. It only mechanically in like the like most basic way is like, oh, they made some improvements here, that there's some neat stuff there, but like they like walked back and like undid like story wise like the kind of like progress they've made into making those games the kind of like children's media that is still good to consume as an adult, you know, which like some of the earlier DS ones definitely were. Yeah.
Mine was We Are Chicago. I don't think a game let me down any harder than that. Because I had just moved from Chicago to New York. It was after the Black Lives Matter protests that were really intense in Chicago. They shut down the Dan Ryan. People were chaining themselves to the L trains and shit. And I played this game, and I actually went and found my old essay I wrote about it for Kotaku. And I remember it didn't just disappoint me because it was like technically very broken and not very fun to play. It puts the onus of stopping gang violence on good kids pulling up their pants.
Yep.
Like that is the message of that game. You respect your family, pull up your pants and go to college, and then you can escape the cycle of violence. And that's just not true.
It was rough. I just also remember that game not being good at giving you a snapshot of people's lives outside of their relationship to violence. It was just like the things that existed were going to school and almost getting into a big fight, being shot at, and then writing a poem about being shot at. Right?
Yeah.
It was
that's the
like
arc.
a more intimate version of Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
like portrayal of like the South Side of
Yeah,
Chicago.
pretty
Yes,
much.
Yes. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, if you had said that was a Watchdog story, I'd believe you.
We Are Chicago Watchdog story. Oh my
I
god.
mean,
I'm saying what it is.
The short version for me, because I know that I couldn't come with one, but I know that No Man's Sky was incredibly disappointing not because I thought the game was bad. It was the crushing realization that the game I'd made up in my mind was not the game that they made, and that the game wasn't for me anymore, and that sucked.
Do you mean best ongoing game 2020, No Man's Sky?
Yeah, I fucking respect and love that game.
Yeah.
I just don't ever want to play it, and that bummed me out.
Fair.
Just
yeah, please.
It's kind of a tie between Rome 2 and Imperator. And that tells you a lot about me. Like, I'm still waiting for that. Give me a game that's like Julius Caesar, but with like the battles. And still waiting.
Someone want to bring Coin's question to the table?
Sure. Coin says Transistor is actually Supergiant's best game. What other developers have produced masterpieces that got outshined by their later, more popular games?
It's Pyre, but that's fine. To each their own.
I feel like everyone in a post Hades world is doing that. Is like, actually,
everyone in this
like
podcast right now has a different favorite Supergiant game. I think.
I think we probably all have. Yeah, Pyre is mine from Supergiant. The other, it's very funny because I think I have the same feeling for another studio that puts out really, really good looking and good sounding indie games, and it's a clay game. And
I was just going to say, he's going to bring up Invisible Ink.
It's Invisible Ink. It's Invisible Ink. It's Invisible Ink. What are you talking about? It's Invisible Ink.
Speaking of Persona 3, I think it's Persona 3 for me. Persona 3
That's
is
a
better
good
than
answer
Persona
too.
4 and Persona 5 by far.
Damn, get them.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's the last one, I think, that still has major creature and character designs from the character artist that had been working on the Shin Megami Tensei game since its inception. So I have to appreciate it for that reason. I like that character designer so much better than the main Persona one. They don't do the weird ombre fade thing. That's the thing I hate for the skin tones.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3 is the best Metal Gear game.
A lot of people agree with you. I think.
I feel like I hear a lot of
That ain't
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Get out of here with that weak shit, Cado.
Hotter.
Okay.
We demand hotter.
Metal Gear Acid 2 is the best. Metal Gear. Metal Gear Ghost Babel on the Game Boy Color is the best Metal Gear game.
Fuck.
That game's pretty good.
That game's pretty fucking good.
What's the best Pokemon game?
What's the best Pokemon
game? Fuck.
Well, not the best Pokemon.
Yeah,
best
game.
Pokemon
You know
game.
that it's Poplio.
Right,
true.
of course. It's the one with what's his name in it? Black and white,
With
I think.
N? Yeah, black and white. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I don't think it's a hot
I
take.
deadass thought you were going to say an actor's name. I deadass thought you were like the one with Denzel in it.
With Jonathan Taylor Thomas in it.
The one Keanu shows up in.
I still stand by. I'm hoping this will get rectified in 2021. But Super Mario 3D World is a top 1 or 2 Mario game for me, and like the entire canon. And I'm hopeful that the Switch version will give me some new acolytes to preach the good word about Super Mario 3D World.
That's fair. Let's do this next one and call it there. We've hit our. What's up?
No,
The next one is so good.
Button.
I love this new one.
This next one is very good. Rob, do you want to read this one? Is that
Sure.
Yeah, you sounded like you loved
Max
it so much.
It's a snowy December morning, and you awake to the smell of your favorite breakfast foods cooking in the kitchen. You turn the corner, and it's your favorite video game character, preparing your ideal winter feel-good meal. Uh-oh. Who's cooking what, and how did they do? This immediately reminds me of the Tom Hiddleston commercial where he's preparing that plate of random vegetables.
Oh my God,
for
yes.
a woman, that vitamin commercial.
Yeah.
And it's just a plate of strips of vegetables with an egg on top, and it's all POV. So it's like it's like a POV porn video in some ways, where it's like Tom Hiddleston has made you this inscrutable breakfast. You have Tom Hiddleston in your house.
Immediately post briefly dating Taylor Swift until people clown on him so much for dating Taylor Swift that he stopped. Also,
well, he got into some major beef right as they started up, and I think he, I think he bowed out because the
you can
Kim
only have
and Taylor,
one dramatic one
thing
in the
blew up there
relationship,
too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. We have to answer this question though. Cado, start the clock over. None of us have talked about the fucking.
So
that's not how this works.
It's Din Djarin from Fortnite. He made pancakes, and you know what? He did a pretty good job. He's a dad.
Wow.
Who is my favorite video game character?
Yeah, that's
the thing.
I've gotten from
That's the thing that none of us know. Fuck, who is my favorite?
But I didn't think, okay, maybe not favorite. Like when someone says, think of a video game character, who comes to your head? Like I thought of Cloud, but that's because I watched the Video Game Awards last night. But maybe Final Fantasy VII was a game very close to Patrick's like child heart.
God.
I would want Cloud to be there, and it'd be fucking Sephiroth.
Sephiroth serves you a pancake at the end of the long sword, just reaches over. Falls off
and
the sword.
He's burnt it.
He burnt it 100%. The doll from Bloodborne. But she like pulls out the plate and it's a little squid baby at the end of Bloodborne.
Yeah, so she would present, like the presentation would be immaculate, but the food would be nightmarish and you wouldn't want to eat it. And you'd have to take a bite because you're like, but she
worked so hard.
So much work into this.
The garnishing.
It's Zagreus from Hades.
It made you an egg scramble, but inside is a Cthulhu.
Yeah. It's just a small chicken fetus. Zagreus from Hades, and he simply destroyed my kitchen.
Oh, yeah. That motherfucker can't cook for shit, for sure.
I wake up and the kitchen is on fire. Yes, he has. Yeah. He's tried several different times to cook.
The garbage can is just filled with bad omelets.
I got this one. No, this one.
This is the one.
This is the one, he keeps saying as he hands me burnt dish after burnt dish.
God. All right. I think that's going to do it for us today for the first of these extravaganzas, these holiday extravaganzas. I want to thank To Mellow for our holiday music. You can follow Mellow on Twitter at MellowMakes and see his music at twomellowmakes.bandcamp.com. You can find me on Twitter at Austin_Walker. How about you, Rob?
At Rob Zachney.
Gita.
At XOXO Gossip Gita.
Cado.
At A_Cado_appears.
And Patrick.
At Patrick Klubik.
All right, we'll be back throughout the following days. We don't know what the schedule is yet. We don't know if we're skipping days. We don't know if we're going every day. But look forward to the rest of our holiday extravaganza as it continues. Until later, fuck capitalism. Go home. Peace.